GoPros continuing to have audio problems when the Wi-Fi is activated. That thumping helicopter sound, guys. I'm here to tell you all about it, something everybody needs to know before they purchase a new GoPro. So I did a video about a year ago now, and it was all about this thumping sound and this huge problem that GoPro has. They refuse basically to admit it and handle it appropriately with their customers, which is why many people out there are very, very frustrated with GoPro at this time. Basically what happens is when your Wi-Fi is activated, which means you have the Wi-Fi going so you can run your remote app or sync it, with your phone, so you can control the device that way. When that Wi-Fi is activated, you're getting that thumping sound. I will link to that video right over here. I'll put a card up. It'll also be in the description below. It'll get more in depth on exactly, some of the tests you need to do to figure out if your GoPro is doing that when you buy it. But make sure you check all new GoPros immediately out of the box so you have time to turn them back in should you get the bad units. So we use a lot of gear here around Law Abiding Biker Media. A lot of professional gear where we use these GoPros too, depending on what we're trying to do. A lot of us that ride motorcycles, we biker vlog, and we use these GoPros on our helmets and things like that. The problem when the Wi-Fi is activated, that thumping sound, is we need clean audio because we're actually talking in a mic, and that exacerbates the problem. Let me show you real quick. All right, so many of us in the biker community who biker vlog run these things. I've got a lavalier running into this helmet, so I've actually got a microphone. I need clean audio. You can see it's converted right here to the mic. So I can have audio if you have thumping problems and you need clean audio. This is going to exacerbate the problem. So make sure when you're testing your GoPro, if you're going to use it for this, make sure you're testing it with that lavalier mic. And then of course you can unplug it and test it that way too. You're still going to get the thumping, but definitely the lavalier's, my experience, going to make it worse. So you might be thinking, if I had a problem with it a year ago and I went to, you'll see the other video if you watch it, I went through 3 or 4 of these before the GoPro could actually get me one that didn't have the problem. Here's the deal. Many people don't know that it's going on, and GoPro will say when you email them that it's a very small problem and there's not that many customers that are affected. I absolutely disagree. Reason being is many people use these GoPros and they don't know they have the audio problem. You see most people buy a GoPro, I wouldn't say most, but a lot of the consumers out there, they buy these and they're just throwing them on their snowboard helmets, surfboards. They're not actually using the audio for voice. And all you hear is wind or water. Well, that's gonna cover up the thumping sound, the helicopter sound. So I guarantee, my belief is there's tons of these things out there that people have no idea that the audio is actually bad in it because they're not using it for that purpose. So you're asking, why are you so stupid? If you bought one a year ago and you had all those problems, why did you go and risk it and buy another GoPro? Let me show you real quick. Oops. That's right, guys. Here's why. We're handcuffed. We've got this. We've got more. Like 8 batteries, swivels, helmet mounts, more, straps, hand straps, cases, and housings. I have so much GoPro stuff that I'm actually tied to this thing now, and I know there's a lot of you out there like that. So that's why I risked it and bought another one. Yes, I had the same exact problem, but I learned a lot, and I'm going to help you guys out so you don't have to go through the struggle with GoPro Direct, how to get a new one in your hands really, really quick. So here's the deal. It's not GoPro, it's not that people don't understand. Consumers understand manufacturing problems can happen. You see, we get that. It's how you treat us after you realize there's a large-scale problem. Number one, you haven't admitted it. It's been well over a year that this has been going on. It's how you're handling it. And so what GoPro does, and I explained it in my last video, I went through the whole process with you. I told him that I already had a bad camera a year ago. Well, I got the new camera. They want me to go through the same thing. And what they have you do is, this is if you order direct from GoPro, which I'm telling you, don't order direct online from GoPro. But what GoPro wants to do if you order direct from them is they want you to send these video files and they want you to test it in different locations, and they want you to test it around equipment because and then they want you to test it outside, and they want you to send multiple video files and prove to them the audio that it's really doing that. absolute ridiculous. We don't have time for that, especially here at Law Abiding Biker Media. We're running and gunning all the time. We don't have time to play those games. We got a bad camera. We need a new camera ASAP. Last time it took me over a month, and 3 bad cameras they sent me to get another one, actually a little over a month. So the other ridiculous thing on that note is GoPro says, well, some of the problem is when you run it around other electronic equipment like computers and routers and things like that. That is ridiculous. I have an iPhone. I've had multiple iPhones, and I record video with this too. Never have I had to worry about being around electronic equipment. I can run this video camera right next to my router and it doesn't do that. That is not an excuse, GoPro, not an excuse to me. Your cameras should run around electronic equipment. If that's causing audio problems, you have a bad component. On that note, I run a prosumer video camera. That's one of them. I also run a DSLR, which I'm recording on right now. These things are recording right now, right up here in my studio. It would be absolutely absurd if I called Sony or Canon and asked them, hey, can I use this camera around electronic equipment? The audio's bad. Definitely not an excuse, in my opinion, from GoPro. They absolutely should have clean audio for what we pay for these things. So during this lengthy process that GoPro wants you to go through, they want you to then, once you get the audio files all set up, and again, you do them outside, away from electronic equipment, and then near electronic equipment. All this mess, they send you a RMA, a return merchandise authorization, which you'll see in my other video if you watch that. Then you got to send the camera back, and until they get the camera, they won't even send you another one. So on the second bad camera, I figured there's got to be something I can do. I do have a lot of accessories. All I did, and I suggest you do the same, is immediately, guys, test these. Test them out of the box first day you get them, and find if there's an audio problem. If there is, the sooner you act, the better. You're protected. What I did, I said, you know what, I don't want your camera. Send me an RMA, and they hemmed and hawed about that. I said, nope, it's well within the return period. I think it's 30 days when you buy direct from GoPro. I said, I'm sending it back, send me an RMA, and I want my money back now. And I didn't even deal with them. I'm not sending them test files. I'm not doing all that. I've already been through that. And I told them that on the email that I absolutely wasn't going to do that. So they did refund me. I sent the camera back. I did get that bad one. And then I figured there's got to be a better way. I need something local, and I don't usually buy in town. A lot of my stuff, I just order it like you guys probably do online. But I figured, what if I went into Best Buy and purchased it and brought it home and it was bad? What kind of protections are there, and can I get a replacement camera immediately? So check this out. I'm like, I'll buy it locally. I don't care, as long as you guys, I'll know within an hour and I'll bring it back tonight. I just want a camera that works because I need it in the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And we're down one, so.
Yeah.
All right, I'll test it, and if it truly has it, like I said, I bought several others and they haven't been.
My vendor agreement with them is such that, like, if you have to go through 2 or 3 to get one that works, so be it. Don't worry about it, because with their stuff, from my vendor agreement between them and me, it goes right back to them. And I get reimbursed, whether it's like a known issue or it's just simply somebody making something up to return it. Like, it doesn't matter to me.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, like, yeah. But
oh, I'm glad I talked to you. Sure. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. See ya. All right, so there you go. Do your own research, guys, and check with whatever big box store you have. Find out what their policies are. Figure if you can take it right home, test it. And then if it's not working, bring it back and get a brand new one. And then the big box store has to deal with that between GoPro. I did get, I brought home a camera from Best Buy, and it did work. So here's the trick. Number one, don't buy it online. Do not buy it direct from GoPro. My suggestion is, if you're gonna buy GoPros, go in to a big box store that you have, no matter where that is. In my case, it was Best Buy. Talk to the manager, find out what their return policies are. In my case, it was, you could take it in, and I think it was within 15 days, he said, you could turn it back in, and you get an immediate replacement unit. Go in, find out, talk to the supervisor, and if that's the case, then you're golden, because then Best Buy, when I take this back, if it were to be bad, say I don't want it, they have to give me a brand new unit, and then Best Buy actually GoPro has to replace that. They have contracts set up and they'll have to replace the GoPro. Keeps you out of the mix and gets you running and gunning again. So if you're checking this YouTube video out because you just got a bad camera with the audio problem, number one, again in the links in the description below, watch my original one where I go through that process. But I'm telling you, immediately just tell GoPro that you want to return the camera. It's bad, you don't want it anymore. They do have to honor that return policy. Get your cash back and then head in and check with your local stores and see how they're going to handle it for you. All right, I know it was down and dirty, but I hope the information is helpful to many of you out there. Although GoPro can bury their head in the sand like they have been doing, that doesn't mean us that run businesses and in the GoPro community can't communicate with each other. So make sure and like this video, share it with all your friends that may be getting GoPros or are dealing with GoPros or issues. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, guys. Tons of free videos in the works coming your way. All right, guys, peace out. Have a great day.